Turn this down a little bit. All right, here's a little update. So we just moved. We flipped around the living room. So, you know, things are in different places, like the cat. We moved the cat. Elephant, some crosses. We are in the middle of moving pictures. That's a lot harder than it might seem. I mean, it seems like it's easy to move pictures, but it's not. Because, I mean, you can lay them all out, but then when you start putting them up there, you're like trying to put them back in the right spot. But anyways, I know you're watching for the tank. So, trying out different things here. Here's a little mama papa update with the kids. So we got the little setup over here. This is where the 38, well actually the 38 was across the living room, so we moved it. So I've got it on the 38 stand. I know this is shaky. Some people hate shaky cameras, so that, you know, I mean, less views for the shaky cam. Just pretend it's a GoPro. But we've got this here. It's on auto, so it's going to be a little washed out, but a little bit of room on the sides. I've got CO2 in here, down here for a while. I just upped the bubble count. Canister filter, I guess, is going to go here. I know it's going to be sticking out, but I mean, something's going to show. It's better than my last setup. My last setup, like on the 38, I just had junk everywhere, but I've started to kind of get the area cleaned up. So here's the black background on it. I know it looks well, the water, there's some pieces and some stuff, a little crap floating around in it, but take out the poster board, look at it. We'll look at it without the background here. So there you go. I don't know. It's nicer without the background, but I like to put the background in sometimes. But I haven't cleaned the back glass. I need to clean the back glass. Yesterday, when this tank was sitting on the counter for a few hours with no circulation, no nothing running, I saw little water fleas everywhere going across the glass. So that's cool. I didn't know I had water fleas still in here. Water fleas are a good sign. I mean, the babies and the little stuff eat it. The big fish don't really pay attention to water fleas, but little fish do eat them. And you can buy water fleas and you can culture them, but you got to culture them with green water and a bunch of stuff. I've done a lot of research on that and on trying to make your own live foods. It's a lot of work. So the only live foods I have is obviously the little tub. If you watch one of my long boring videos where I moved everything, you saw the tub outside. The tub outside, it gets rained in. Mosquitoes lay larvae in there, and then I suck them up in a baster, get a cup full, then I feed them to everything. But I kind of got the mist flowing better in here. If you can see it, it's hard to see because the light's not shining in here in the front. But I've had an algae battle going on in here with the staghorn. Like you can see on the edge of the leaf here, you can kind of see it. And well, they're protective, so here they come. But I was trying to get the best circulation possible here, and I don't know if maybe it's just me, I'm obsessive, or maybe you guys do it too, but I will sit here for like an hour or two and I will move the power head. Let's see. I'll move the power head an inch or a centimeter. I'll move it a little bit and I'll watch the mist and the bubbles and I'll see where things flow. Trying to get this mist to go everywhere. So if the mist is coming down here and crawling across everywhere here, that's good. That means it's reaching the Monte Carlo. Because the Monte Carlo in the middle, on the higher ground, you would think there's less flow over there, but I guess there's less flow here because it's at the bottom. So obviously this is where a lot of the staghorn has grown. But I have a little staghorn still in here. It's still on the wood. I'm not too worried about the wood, but I have taken some rotalas and planted them in odd areas, and I This looks out of place here, but the Lindernia rotundifolia, I'm not real big on it because no matter how high your light is, it still grows long and leggy between stems, between nodes. But I put it right there because it's a fast grower, so it'll help. It'll help to kind of kick that algae around that area right there. Still have staghorn on here. You can see this here. I mean, it's pretty fluffy, but I mean, that's fine. As long as everything else is growing great, then I guess that's cool. So the Rotala rotundifolia is back here, looking great. They look a lot more red on the tips than on camera, but I don't want this looking artificial, so I try not to mess with the camera too much. The smaller clump here that I just trimmed down, those are the Rotala H raws that I ordered. Rotala H raw grows a little, it's supposed to be thinner stems. I mean, the leaves are supposed to be a little more needly, but they actually look thicker to me. And it's supposed to be redder or more pink, but it hasn't really got hit with high light because I've had the light pretty low for a while. The arcuatas that I trimmed down here are finally sprouting, so that's good. The half-dead tissue culture of arcuatas that I bought at Petco, they gave me it for half price, and the half-dead tissue culture of flamingos, crypt flamingo. They're growing great. Now these arcuatas back here are starting to get red tipped, which is good. And the flamingos are growing great, but the arcuata right there surrounding is about to cover it. So I'm going to have to move some of the stems from in front of it right there and move them around. I might maybe put some arcuatas over here. I'm not sure. I mean, there is some carpety effect going on here, but not much. But I mean, it's growing great and it doesn't really have staghorn, so I'm thinking about just leaving it alone. The hydrocotyls are okay. I have to pull out little longer stems and clip them off once in a while. The bacopas are great. Those Ludwigias I collected in a ditch, they're fine. They're growing good. I did clip back a little bit of Ludwigia and a little bit of the pink leaves here off of the Reinecke pinks and reds because they were covering up my gracillus trying to grow in. But they're doing good. There's a little bit of algae stuff growing, a little bit on the lucens and the anubias. This is the slow growing section over here, and it has a little less flow. So, and the pinatophyta, I'm waiting for that to kind of transition so that the sprouts can come out and I can clip them off, replant those, and they can start growing in, maybe attach them to some wood. So, dwarf hairgrass here, not growing really great. It's growing slow. You can see the new sprouts, that's good. But they grow a little slow because these guys daily pluck some of them up. I find floating plugs of grass every day in here. So that's how this tank is doing. I'm about to show you real quick. Got like 2 minutes left of recording. I'm going to show you real quick the 38 now and how it's doing. So hang on a second. Oh, by the way, the aqua clear was blowing kind of straight down into here and disturbing this. So I just took a little credit card and kind of bent it and stuck it in the rim. It makes it like that. So now I've got good flow. This is aqua clear 20, but it has a 50 impeller in it. On the 38, this is an aqua clear 50. And it has the 20 impeller in it, but the flow's all right. This is the tank I moved yesterday and kind of redid. This is a jumbo right here. I just kind of stuck everything in there. I do have a background in here now. The background's kind of like wide back there, but that's cool. I can play around with different things, add a little more sand back there. And so, I don't know, the whole island thing going on, it looks really good. I have the ugly aqua clear sponges in there. They're old and ratty, they're falling apart, but I'll take those off eventually. I would put the aqua clears on the sides, but I can't because there'll be no room for this light. Pothos in here, got some Biomax in there, Pothos, Seachem Purigen, that's about it. Small little update.